Everybody, thanks for checking out the Chris Gethard Show podcast. That's really cool that you're checking this out.
We're about to do, I think, the dumbest show we've done in years.
His life would be trashed! And you better believe I'm trashed.
We are scrappy trash people.
What's the point of this show? I just turned it on.
We've always been with this show.
We've always been trash people. We will always be trash people.
It's true.
This doesn't feel real.
Hello.
Live from my grandmother's basement. Look, it's a cat. It's a cat. We got the cat.
We have a cat.
It's a cat.
It's a cat.
It's a cat.
Look
And
at that
it's
cat.
facing me, so you can't see its cute face, but I promise you it has a very cute face. Oh, look at its cute face. Look at the cute face. Hi.
Hi.
Live from my grandmother's basement. We are the Trash People. I am Emily Pineapple.
And I'm Forrest, keeper of the Canon.
And each week we do something that is somehow related to the world of Planet Scum and or Chris Gethard Presents and or the wider Gethverse. Yeah. And today in it
there he goes.
Okay.
Well, this is why you need to tune in early, because if you don't, you may miss the cat.
You might miss the cat. He's like, I see that you are talking and no longer paying attention to only me. You furthermore removed my ability to sit behind the computer screen that we're monitoring everything on because I kept bumping into wires. Not I as Gatsby.
Right, you're speaking for Gatsby.
I'm speaking for Gatsby in this moment. But welcome to the show. Today we have something super exciting lined up for you. That's right. It's Planet Scum Trivia. What? Trivia?
What?
Trivia about Planet Scum and CGP.
Wow.
Oh my goodness. What could possibly be part of these questions? What prizes could be offered? Does Gatsby have a voice when I'm speaking for him?
Good question.
Not usually. Sometimes he does the quintessential human, but not usually. I feel like he doesn't have a human voice. Like he would just communicate with us telepathically. Like he wouldn't bother with a human voice.
If I had to give him one,
lazy.
I think it would be Hey! Hey! I want to go outside. Hey! Hey!
Feed me!
Feed me! Hey! Hey!
I'm bored!
Hey, I'm going to sit on you now.
Bored!
Hey! So that would be really, if I had to give him a voice, it would be that one. Yeah. I hadn't thought about that before, but that would be the voice.
But you know what I have thought about?
What?
I've been sipping on this little LaCroix right here. And I noticed before we go live that it says that this particular beverage is innocent. And I know that it's talking about sugar and carbs and stuff, but it makes me think, what soda crimes have occurred? Which sodas are guilty? And of what? Right? I feel like 7-Up is guilty of not tasting citrusy enough. It promises citrus. Oh,
has
yes.
a good one.
Dr. Pepper, definitely guilty of malpractice. For sure. I think that Coke is definitely guilty of just really, really ill-informed political donations.
Well, and is that Coke, line wide, all the variations of Coca-Cola, or is that just Coke Classic?
Oh. Mountain Dew? Yes. Absolutely, for not marketing itself as alien slime, which it absolutely is.
Mr. Pibb was definitely guilty of identity fraud. Yep, that's a good point, Alice Forever Cemetery.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. What's that orange drink called? That orange drink is guilty of having too many names. There's Crush. There's Zest. There's
Zest is Zest a soda?
There's
Orange Crush is what is the biggie.
There's so many different orange sodas. They all taste the same, and they all promise that they're going to be really good with flavored vodka, and they never are. Orangina is, what is it guilty of? It's guilty of those fucking weird ass bottles that don't fit anywhere.
That's true. That is an annoying part of those bottles.
You can't stack them. You can't,
Alice has another one, which is that Serge is guilty of party rocking too hard. And Strainy points out that Fago is guilty of the assault of thousands of juggalos.
Oh my god, I love it. What other sodas are there? I'm realizing in this moment I don't drink much soda. Root beer.
While we're thinking of sodas, I'm going to bring up the Kahoot for this CGP and Planet Scum trivia. So join the Kahoot. Sunkissed, yes. Redactron pointing out
it's
Sunkissed
the other
is yet
orange
another one.
Too many names. It's clearly trying to get away with something, probably tax fraud. Honestly. For everyone who joined, we are talking about what various sodas are guilty of, given that this LaCroix is innocent, apparently.
You can put that back up again to show it a little bit
Yes,
more.
okay, no. The orange soda with the whipped cream flavored vodka is a lie. It tells you that it's going to be good, and it's never good.
It's true.
It's just not ever good.
It definitely doesn't deliver what it promises.
No.
At all.
It doesn't. But you know what is good?
What?
Jaeger in a Dr. Pepper, and then you set the Jaeger on fire, and then you drop it into, like a sake bomb. You drop it into the Dr. Pepper, and then you drink it, and then everyone around you is like, oh my gosh, Emily and friends, you are way too intoxicated to be playing with fire. And we're like, we've just gotten started, motherfuckers. Bring out the fire poi.
And
who has isopropyl
I want to
alcohol?
answer a question I saw earlier. Jess was wondering if she can play.
Oh,
the
yes,
Queen
she
is
can.
in, so I presume Jess is in and playing. But I just wanted to make that explicit. And yeah, that is a very true thing about Emily in general. Is she generally does
here
come
to
to
play games. Yeah. If I was on the circle, I'd be playing games all the time, except they would probably...
We did talk about how we would play each other if we catfished as the other one on the circle.
Oh, I would just talk about Star Wars.
Right. For me, you said you would talk about Star Wars.
And I would easily be caught because I don't know as many references as you do.
You also said you shoehorn Chris Gethard references.
Yes.
So yes, if I were to play Emily, I would try to sow chaos, and I would, in advance, because I would know my strategy going in, research as much as I can about which geographical features have changed.
There are
since
so
before
many.
Agriculture.
No, there are so many. Like, humans have really changed the world in a lot of specific ways that are more than just like... There was a lake in the middle of the Sahara. That I don't think was human. That it went away. I don't know that was necessarily humans' fault.
Yeah.
But the people there ate fish that don't even exist anymore. Human beings were consuming, I suppose the megafauna, but even so, it's fucking nuts. Fucking nuts.
And Alice points out that the Circle Season 3 dropped on Planet Scum last night.
Oh, yeah.
And if you didn't see it, I definitely suggest you check it out. For some reason, they renamed the AI Bryson. Which I thought was an interesting tie-in and an interesting twist. Oh, Stephen Premmel's asking about megaweed or super opium in pre-agricultural times.
There was a plant, like a flower that you could just eat and it would be birth control.
Oh, the Roman birth control?
Yeah, and then the Romans, they just
farmed
it into non-existence.
And so I think we're going to give a few more minutes for people to join into the Kahoot. But as you all know, you can join even after the Kahoot has started. And there's quite a few questions. So you can definitely still win, even if you're a little late to this Kahoot, all about CGP and Planet Scum.
I'm hella excited because we have a long list of notes. We have a big ass Google Doc that's just all of our notes from when we were doing this as a podcast about each CGP host. So y'all are gonna learn a little something, maybe see a little something, and prove your loyalty to your favorite hosts. Robbie is watching. She is taking notes. She will be recruiting for her army.
She will be. Just so I don't get any tweets, Robbie is not watching.
She's definitely definitely watching, and she's definitely recruiting for her army, okay?
That's that. I mean, a lot of these are fun facts that we wanted to share also, just to be clear.
Yes.
And then Prummel's here to learn through losing. And I think that is what I would be doing also had I not.
It's
were I
all
playing.
about losing well, you know?
I think we're going to get started.
Yeah, let's do it.
It's time for Goat.
Goat!
As we go into question 1, which is, which of the following CGP hosts did not get their start in Chicago? Was that Carmen Christopher, Meg Stalter, Riley Soliner, or Richie Owens?
And of course,
as a hint, you all aced that
Wow.
one. You're all correct.
Damn.
It's Riley, because Riley's from the Bay Area and his roots were in the New York comedy scene. Carmen, Meg, and Richie all got their start in Chicago, and Meg and Richie were part of Freak Fest, which was also with Helltrap Nightmare.
Yes. Very fun.
Allison,
They
it was
did a lot
guess.
of cool
Everyone
things.
aced that, so the
Everyone
leaderboard's
did.
not going to change that much. But let's just take it out.
Innocent LaCroix.
Innocent LaCroix.
Fuck yeah, Innocent LaCroix.
Thank you for showing up, Innocent LaCroix.
Yes.
I think it's just another sign of you being
You're innocent. You're not afraid to
preferable
come.
to some of the guilty ones, you know?
Because you are innocent. You are not afraid to
Let's
show
go on to
yourself.
the next question. Which CGP director also directed Gethard's new special, Half My Life, which releases on June 1st? Is that Edmund Hawkins, Kate Sweeney, Keith Haskell, or Christopher Knight? 6 of you got that correct. It's Kate Sweeney, who directed 9 episodes of CGP, including all 3 of Christy Cello's episodes.
Yeah, and she shows up on the Discord from time to time. So if you see that name, let her know how fucking great her directing is.
Planet Scum is correct. We didn't
Yes.
mention this. The quicker you answer,
The higher the
you
score.
score.
The higher the score, the more non-specific prize that I'm going to let you know at the end you're going to get. Yeah, that's right. There's prizes. And the more prizes you get, I can't offer anyone power.
I don't know what prizes you're talking about either, so this will be a fun one to figure out.
Well, I mean, I can't just tell you the prize.
No.
Then you won't know if you want to win it or not.
And then there's a trivia question that I can also answer. Hello, Henry.
Hello, Henry. Welcome.
I think let's check out the leaderboards, and 6 of you got that correct. Innocent LaCroix got it. Oh, Jas Fadson's the highest climber. Congratulations,
Oh,
Jas.
fuck yeah, Jas.
And Sarasota, Bootleg Bart, Stephen Premel, and the Queen round out the leaderboard because we do care about 4th and 5th place.
And if you have just joined us, jump into the Kahoot. We're only 2 questions in, which means it's still anyone's game.
That's right. And the Kahoot room code's at the bottom of the screen, and this is all about Planet Scum and CGP trivia. Let's go on to question number 3, huh? Let's go on to question number 3. With a multi-select, there's multiple correct answers on this one. Which of the following CGP hosts has not appeared on Tommy McNamara's podcast, Stand By Your Band? If you saw The Circle last night, you might just realize Tommy looks very similar to Tommy Squats.
Yep.
Who was a powerhouse contestant yesterday.
Might be related.
Might be related. I don't know. I think it's probably just a coincidence, but it's hard to say, you know? Oh.
Oh my gosh.
That's right. It's all of them.
That's right.
They all appeared.
It's a popular podcast.
Let me clarify. This was badly written question. I messed this question up.
You messed it up?
Because the question says who has not appeared, but actually they all have appeared. It's that initially one didn't appear, and I changed not the question. So that one's my bad.
I was curious about that.
Yeah. Nick Nanny appeared multiple times, including when he stood by Steely Dan. Mary defended Rancid, and Geth stood by Jawbreaker, and Joe Rumrill celebrated Halloween playlists and They Might Be Giants. Mm-hmm. And fun fact about how this works. You actually get the full correct answer score for each correct answer you get. So it's not even... It's partial in terms of how much you could get, but they don't... Yeah, it's additive. They don't divide it into smaller ones like I thought. But let's see how everyone did and how the leaderboard has changed. LaCroix has a streak, but the Queen is in 2nd place, Straney in 3rd, Jas Fadson in 4th, and Sarasota in 5th.
Damn, Jas
You're all
Fadson.
doing
That
great
just
so
shows how
far.
it's anyone's game.
Still
you can
anyone's
still
game.
join
Very close.
room code right down there, 784-3716. Fantastic number.
Great
That's going to be
number.
my new Social Security number. I'm calling the administration and changing it. Yes.
You're taking something out of White Bailiff's playbook and
Yes.
just doxing your Social Security number
well,
on the
it's
show?
not yet.
That's
it's
true.
not my
That's true.
Social
That's
Security
true.
number yet.
That's true.
It's getting close, though.
Let's see who knows our next question, though. Which CGP host went rogue and hosted the Chris Gethard show as their episode of CGP? Is that Carmen Christopher, Robbie Hoffman, Annie Donnelly, or Rachel Pegram? Aced it. Aces. Aces.
Aces.
It was Robbie, and in addition to hosting the Chris Gethard show as her CGP episode, she also did it twice as a live show in LA, and the first of those was on Saturday Not Live.
And you can see it on YouTube.
And it's on
so if you
YouTube, on
didn't
her
catch it
channel.
either of those times, you gotta get over to YouTube and watch it because it's amazing. And that's the first time she did Dyke Vice, correct?
Yeah, that is the origin of Dyke Vice.
Or at least the first
that
time
know
we
of.
saw her do
Yeah,
Dyke
it's the
Vice.
first one we know of where she did Dyke Vice.
Yes.
Lindsay said that's when Lindsay fell in love with Robbie's comedy, and Alice missed the live show because it sold out very fast.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I was like,
We were very excited.
immediately. Yeah, it's great. I'm glad that the first one's out there so people can see it. I'm gonna skip past the leaderboard because we know it didn't change because everyone got it right. So CGP hosts, they liked to play with the show's form. Which host's show ended as it began?
Yeah.
Is that Rachel Pegram, Riley Solider, Monroe Martin III, or Josh Sharp?
And by ended as it began, we
Yes.
mean that at the end of the show, they're like, yay, now the show is about to start.
Right, yeah, at the
rather
end-
than a loop situation.
Yeah, it's not a loop. It's that it ended right as the CGP episode started, complete with Gethard's introduction.
Yes.
So that is a good clarification. But it's there's one person who has an answer out.
One person who's unsure.
It's
sitting
fair.
On
There's a lot of
tax.
episodes of CGP, I mean, and a lot of these did do very experimental things. I mean,
Which was really fun.
Yeah.
That was one of the things that I really, really liked about it as a show is that people got to play with form so heavily.
yeah, it truly had that you never know, you don't know what's going to happen vibe, which was really cool to see and very cool of Gethard to give people that format. Four got it correct. It was Monroe Martin III and his episode System Failure, all about the American foster care system.
But I would absolutely have guessed Rachel Pegram
Yeah,
in second place because
it's a very...
that seems like something she would do, right?
And then Josh experimented by having 3 shows going on at once.
With guests such as
Sydney Washington.
River Ramirez.
No, River was on Christie's
Yes.
and then on one of Martin's. But it was Max Wittert, Sydney Washington. Oh, this is bad. I'm blanking on the third.
And a third person who was very excellent and who you should all check out.
Yes, a third person whose name... No, I said Max Wittert. It was Andres Govia, who hosted the dating show.
Oh!
Of course, Andres was great.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was Max Wittert, Sydney Washington, and Andres Govia, who's also in a show that's going to get referenced in a later question. So keep your ears peeled. Let's see what that did to the leaderboard. Premel, the tarot designer himself in second. Alice Forever Cemetery in third. Straney in fourth. The Queen in fifth. Innocent Lacroix in first still.
4 players lost their answer streak of 4. This was one of the
more difficult questions.
Interesting facts.
Yeah, that was just a fun
Questions.
fact because I know
Fun
that
facts.
we have some people who didn't see CGP.
Yeah.
And it's cool to share some examples of how the format got played with.
And perhaps episodes you might want to go back
Yeah.
and check out.
Yeah, no, System Failure was really good. Let's go on to the next question, huh? Question 6 is also a multi-select.
Oh my gosh.
Which of these CGP hosts had a completely different premise on each of their episodes? Rachel Pegram, Joe Rumrill, Christy Cello, or Who Wants 269's Martin Urbano? And as you can see, so it was a TV show, so I put a picture of TVs. That's the level of connection you can expect out of my images this time. So a lot of you got them correct.
Yeah.
8 of you correctly identified Rachel, because Rachel and Joe hosted chemistry class where they fixed people up on dates. And then Rachel taught us how to be elegant with the Elegance Hour. And Joe Rumrell came back
where
with...
we saw Daddy Suave.
Yes, where we were introduced to Daddy Suave.
So if you haven't seen Daddy Suave...
Daddy Suave is an icon. And Gethard praised Daddy Suave a lot.
Can we get a clip of Daddy Suave, or is that just too many things at once?
No, we can't do that right now. If we had prepped it, we could, but we can't right now. And then Christy did Coochie Creek, which was on Saturday Night Live, Rejection, a talk show, and New York Christy, where she shared that she knows the most about New York City.
Also, the indoor pigeon was on that episode.
Planet Scum Live is telling me to leak some info, and I think it's that Saturday Night Live this week is going to be some little green guys.
Oh my god!
It's exclusive.
What exclusive!
It's exclusive.
What a scoop!
Right now, that truth only lives in the tweets I have scheduled. And then Martin had each episode is very different, but they're all unified by that comedy amateur class.
Where you'll go from
frame.
a comedy 0 to a comedy 1.
Let's go on to the leaderboard. Oh, wow. Premel has risen up into first place. Yeah, Little Green Guys is an evening of comedy about frogs and lizards, and that's it. I have to move you, Kitty. I have to be able to see the screen.
I don't know if you all heard that pathetic squeak.
Leaderboards have been shaken up, but Innocent the Crocs still has the highest answer streak. As we move into question 7, I also love Little Green Guys, including Long Neck's song at the very end, Streams and Rocks, which is a great parody of Cleveland Rocks. So the next question is another multi-select. Which of these CGP episodes were pre-recorded? Fetch, Iron Man 5, System Failure, or the fancy ones? As you're answering, Planet Scum Live has pointed out something I wasn't even totally aware of, that this week's Saturday Night Live will include elements that happen in the moment, even though the bulk of this show has happened before.
Wow.
So 7 of you got that correct as well. Fetch and System Failure were the 2 pre-recorded episodes. Fetch was hosted by Keith Haskell, and of course System Failure was Monroe Martin III. Iron Man 5 was pre-written based on suggestions from the audience, but filmed live. Yeah, written in a week based on suggestions from an audience.
That was Greg Stone.
That was Greg Stone and Anthony DeVito of the Rad Dude cast, which recently came to an end. And the fancy ones was Nick Nanny and Sebastian Di Natale, who you may remember from Night of Too Many Cages, which was a special fundraiser that was on Planet Scum. And
it was a choose your own adventure game.
It was a choose your own
involving
adventure teleplay.
The audience choosing to send them various places, and it's fan-fucking-tastic.
And the Discord tried to get there's a whole lot. Watch it.
The Queen!
It's great. Innocent Lacroix is back in first. The Queen is in second. Stephen Premel is in third. Straney is in fourth. And 1B, BBR, rounds out the leaderboard. But it's still real close. It's still anyone's game as we go on to question 8. The end of Iron Man 5 featured a scene parodying which comic book nemeses? Batman and the Joker, Professor X and Magneto, Superman and Lex Luthor, or Iron Man and Thanos, the Malthusian edgelord titan. 4 of you got it correct. It is in fact Professor X and Magneto. And you might have noticed earlier we said you might see some things.
Have to know he's Professor X.
Oh, this is a clip from that episode.
Doesn't get wakey in the middle of the night that some fool will pass that foolish law and then they'll come for your children? Indeed he does. What do you do when you wake up to that? I feel a great swell of pity for the poor soul who comes to that school looking for wolf trouble. Why do you come here, Wolf Charles? Why? For refresher! Ask questions for which you already know. Ah, yes, it is an search for hope!
Yeah, why do you come here, Wolf Charles? Has been stuck in my mind ever since that happened. And it happened because, they were screaming because they went so far over. And if
that this part, it was actually not broadcast live.
This wasn't broadcast live on MNN because it had gone too far over. So that was an online exclusive on the YouTube version. And you can see it for yourself now. And if you want to see why it's happening, well, you just have to watch Iron Man 5, Son of Seinfeld on the CGP or on the Chris Gethard YouTube channel. So check that out. So before we got it correct, let's see what happens in these here leaderboards. The Queen!
The Queen has supplanted innocent LaCroix!
The Queen has risen to first place with the highest answer score of 3 as we go on to question number 9. And yeah, I agree with you. All hail the Queen. Long may she reign.
God save the Queen.
Vacation Jason, Riley Soliner, released a music video for which holiday themed rap? Christmas Vacation, Halloween Vacation, Easter Vacation, or Arbor Day Vacation?
That's right.
That's right. It's Halloween Vacation. And fun fact, Judge Millie is in that video. And that was actually the first place I had ever seen her in anything. And she's great in it. She helped set up the whole video, so check that out. She may also come up in something else that gets referenced later in this here trivia game.
Bootleg Bark's right, though.
I agree. We need tracks for the rest of the vacation.
We need tracks.
National Lampoon Vacation. You can also buy that on Bandcamp, and it's great even just as a song.
Yes. It is fantastic.
Leaderboard has stayed the same.
Ooh.
So here we go to question 10, which is a double points question because it just seemed difficult. Which CGP host was in Hello Norman, an also video which featured Don Finelli, Murph, and starred a puppet? Was that Josh Sharp, Christy Cello, Joe Rumrill, or Mary Houlihan?
And also, of course, was the UCB, video collective? Yeah,
it was their digital video team, and they do a bunch of great videos. 3 of you got it correct. It was, in fact, Josh Sharp, but I also want to highlight there's another great video with
nice guess on Mary Houlihan.
But also, Mary has big Mary Houlihan vibes. That's why we put that there. Because, of course, she and Joe Rumrill hosted Cartoon Monsoon, which they co-hosted it along with Puppet, who appeared on the very first painting party.
Tim Platt
himself.
And we have...
Here's a taste of Hello Norman.
This is one of my favorite things I've ever seen.
It's honestly. So good. That's why, honestly, this epitomizes we threw it in as a fun fact because this video just stuck with us from when we watched it to research our Josh Sharp podcast.
Yep.
That's the clip.
That's
just them peeing next to each other. Let's see the leaderboards, huh? Oh, Premel has risen into first place. The Queen is in second.
And Innocent LaCroix
is in third.
And Jas Fadden
rising
back
up to fourth.
On the leaderboard.
Oh yeah, Planet Scum Live sharing a exclusive that I presume Bryson pitched Puppet being on the mock circle, but it didn't work scheduling wise.
Oh, that makes me mad because I want it so bad. Fuck yeah, Jas Fadden!
I would love to visit the world where Puppet got to be on the circle.
Puppet just needs to be in more things.
I just love Puppet. Tim Platt is so good.
What is he doing? What's Tim Platt up to? He needs to present us with his schedule so that we can confirm that he's allowed to not produce content for me specifically. Just making me more things. Yes, Mock Circle Season 2.
Yes,
Can I just say, though, who else was absolutely shook by how good everyone was on that episode? I want to know behind the scenes for that so bad. I want Mary to talk about, did she get everyone together beforehand? Are they all people who've performed together before? Because the dynamic, how well and how smoothly they all didn't talk over each other. They were looking for other people. They were all very content aware, which is so hard to do. It's hard to do in person. It's hard for improv teams who have worked together forever to do.
They did a very good job of choosing when to do the I'm going to talk as if I'm doing it, when to just type it, not worry about saying it out loud, to not talk over people.
Yeah.
And they did such a good job selling that they couldn't hear each other.
Yes.
And the timing on all the, like, right as someone was like, here's why I'm not going to vote for them.
Reed was so
And
adorable.
then the, like, I hope they rated me highly, was very good. No, I loved it. It was so fun to be part of it backstage with Bryson.
And it was so much fun to watch it.
And so I'm glad everyone enjoyed it.
I miss Frog too.
I miss Frog too. But here's our next question. Question 11. What was the name of Mary Houlihan's web series about a CEO who inherits a skyscraper? Was it #girlboss, CEO skyscraper, lean out, or live and good?
Oh, I wanted a clip from this.
And we don't have a clip from this one, but you should do yourself a favor and check it out from the Hatched YouTube channel.
Because you'll see some familiar faces.
Oh, not everyone knew each other on Mock Circle.
Really? They're
That's
all
crazy.
just amazing?
Yeah. And they all were very familiar with the circle.
Are they all from like a similar training background? Like were they all trained in a
I
similar
don't know
spot?
that. I don't know if Bryson will know that either. But
Bryson, answer my questions.
yeah, it was. I was very happy
Yeah,
on
it
it
really
because
was.
when I knew it was coming up, we binged The Circle in 4 days.
It
both
was better
seasons.
than the second season, gonna be real.
Yeah.
But I'm not a reality TV
Yeah,
show
I
person.
preferred it to the second season of the official Netflix Circle. So
It was a good reality TV show,
it's a
though.
great reality show. Like, I don't
Gotta
usually
say.
love them, but it had me hooked.
Hooked,
Oh,
line and sinker.
And Stephen Premel's sharing that a friend watched on the basis of The Circle, and she had no clue that everyone could hear each other.
Oh my God.
One of them was a complete stranger, as far as
Who was the
Bryson
complete
knows.
stranger?
Like,
Was
even
it
Mary,
Frog?
even to Mary. I don't know. But I'm going to share some info about CEO Skyscraper because I referred to it before. It's so good. It's a show released on Hatched, and it co-starred Judge Millie, and it
Who
featured,
you'll see tonight.
Yeah, who you'll see tonight in The Last Judge Millie, at least for a while.
And Kiko Soiree.
And Kiko Soiree was in
on-
it, who was on
Oh, she was
Mary
on
Painting
Con
Party
too.
and $1 Billion Bonkies.
Yeah, she was the host.
She hosted,
on
Kiko
Con
hosted
too.
hosted $1 Billion Bonkies, was an amazing guest on Painting Party.
Yes.
And then it also has an appearance from Martin Urbano,
Yes.
who
it
plays
does.
twins. So I guess it has 2 appearances from Martin Urbano. He plays a set of twins who are presenting to the company that everyone works for.
And we don't have the clip line.
Dan Chamberlain is also in it, who
Is that-
appeared on CGP.
Is that Lean Out?
Yeah, he plays the author of a book called Lean Out, which is how men... It's just so good.
It's a book to train men in the
Yeah.
corporate workspace to be more successful and effective at their jobs by leaning out and behaving more like women.
It's so good.
Things like a gentle tone of voice, being good at collaboration, listening to others and offering feedback.
Oh, Wes
General
Haney.
kindness.
Wes Haney is also in it. Wes Haney, who
Oh,
played the
heck.
bartender on Enchanted Pumice, was also in that.
I love Wes
Like,
Haney.
so many people, like, there was a period on the CGP podcast where we were, our podcast about CGP, not the CGP podcast.
We Are Trash People
We Are
podcast,
Trash People podcast.
which was the podcast about CGP.
On the We Are Trash People podcast, there was a period where we were just like, Mary's the lodestone connecting
really is.
everything. And in a lot of ways she was, especially in that, in the first few waves.
I think that part of it is because something that makes her so effective as a performer, and we've really seen her do the most ambitious things with wherever we see her. She's like really pushing the envelope of the limitations
Yeah.
of the medium that she's in.
Yeah.
And I think that part of her strength as a performer is that she's an excellent networker. She is incredibly kind, incredibly friendly. She's incredibly effective, and people want to work with her. And she clearly like reaches out to people.
Yeah.
Because we see so many talented people that are just kind of like in pockets. Like they're all in Mary's shit,
Yeah.
which means that she's
She's just
now
such
we
a
know
nice
her
person.
because we
Yeah.
watch Painting Party every week.
Yeah.
So we know that she's beloved because she is beloved
She's
to
so
us.
great. She's so great.
But
I want to point out, Live and Good is a Mary Houlihan thing.
oh,
It's one of her one-woman shows, and you can see that on YouTube as
Oh,
well.
yeah!
And that was an early Saturday Night Live as well.
it's so
It's so good.
Is that the one where she has all the meet cutes?
No, I don't think
There's
so.
a few of her one-woman shows.
They're all very good, and they're all
YouTube.
they're on YouTube. There's Me and Jack is on, I think, on YouTube, I think.
There's also one of her doing a presentation with
Sam Taggart.
Sam Taggart, yes,
Yeah.
with Sam Taggart for Comedy Central.
Yeah.
Comedy Central just like hired them to like perform for their corporate retreat,
one of
and
the-
the whole thing is online.
One of the Live and Goods is from a Comedy Central corporate retreat. But Premel brought us exclusive that he was the final caller on the first Enchanted Pumice because CGP was the first time he caught any of Chris's projects live.
Wow.
Which is so cool. I
That
love
is
how
really
everyone,
cool.
you know, found Geth's world in different parts. It's so cool seeing everyone come together with Planet Scum. We've talked a lot. Let's just check out the leaderboards. Bootleg Bart
Premel.
flying up into 4th place and Premel holding on in 1st with a correct answer streak of 4 in a row.
Jazz Fadson still holding on to that leaderboard. Dig in your nails, friendo. We're going to see you go to the top. I don't know. I've decided that I'm rooting for Jazz.
Okay. Well,
Jazz, I'm rooting for you.
you know, Bryson,
okay?
or Planet Scum Live brought up National Lampoon earlier. Which National Lampoon Radio Hour cast members appeared on CGP? This is a multi-select.
And this is, of course, the new reboot,
reboot.
of the National Lampoon
Yes.
Radio Hour. None of these humans also participated in the ones from the 70s
No.
and are actually ageless comedian beings.
And-
Can you imagine an ageless being just be like, I'm going to be a comedian?
Yes. Yes, 100%. But also, so yes, this is another one where all of them appeared.
Yep.
Rachel, Meg, and Martin all hosted episodes, and Aaron Jackson appeared on Taggart and Witter Lawyers at Law. And this isn't even a complete list of the cast members who appeared on CGP and Planet Scum things.
And can I just say, if you're ever like, I'm just itching to see a new performer do things, fucking look up Aaron Jackson.
Aaron
if you have
Jackson's
not
great.
seen him, there are a ton of, I forget which improv team he was on, but there's a ton of videos of, what is it, Bloodbath?
Cage Match.
Cage Match! Of his team on
Yeah.
Cage Match, and
It's Aaron Jackson with Don Finelli and Drew
my
Johnston.
God, yes! Yes!
We binged. Fuck that shit.
Fuck that shit!
We binged so much fuck that shit
Yes! Trini, yes!
during the CGP era. Fuck that shit is so good, and
So
their stuff
fucking
is
good.
filmed so well.
Yeah, it's actually filmed
So
a
it's
lot
very
better
watchable.
than a lot of the, because, they're in a black box, and this was filmed before iPhones had, like, good cameras.
Well, and they even did a live streaming during quarantine, and it's all so good. And also River Ramirez, who came up earlier and was
Yes.
Preston on Coochie Creek and was the clown at the end of Total Nonstop Dancing, which was on Saturday, was also a cast member.
Fuck yeah!
Leaderboard time. Folks, the Queen has retaken the lead.
The Queen!
But Premel still has the highest answer streak of 5. Crimbo! Yes, Crimbo!
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 And we still got my buddy Jess.
Another
Jess on
multi-select
the
questions coming
leaderboard.
up. Before hosting Taggart and Witter Lawyers at Law, Sam Taggart appeared on which episodes of CGP? Chemistry Class, CGP Complaint Box,
Oh, I forgot about that one.
Enchanted Pumice, or Talk-a-Doodle-Doo?
Can I just say, I remember Meg Stalter on the CGP complaint box so clearly, just burned into my mind. And I keep forgetting that episode exists.
And that was Meg's first appearance on CGP.
Well, she'd
And
been on the podcast.
You're right. I meant on the show itself. You're right. She was on the podcast. And also Riley on that episode was just an old version of himself that like peeled his skin
He like
off.
put on like the old person makeup and like put flour in his hair and was just like,
And he brought like food and Tupperware. Like, it was great. But Sam Taggart appeared on Chemistry Class as Chef Taggart, which really helped popularize Chaos Reigns on the
Chaos
Discord.
Reigns!
And in Enchanted Pumice 1 and 2, which came after Lawyers at Law, he played Roger, the man with the iron stomach. Chaos reigns
Chaos
indeed.
reigns.
Does it rain on the leaderboard, though? No, order is still there on the
Order
leaderboard.
remains steady.
As we go to our next question. Which CGP host wrestled as Sean from Michaels, the Art Make Kid? Was that Connor Ratliff, Riley Soliner, Greg Stone, or Chris Gethard?
And of course, this
is not from any of their matches, to be clear.
And this is based on a wrestling human.
It's a riff on
The Heartbreak Kid?
Yeah, Shawn Michaels, the Heartbreak Kid, HBK. 5 of you got it correct. Well, they are mostly about CGP. It is a very CGP heavy quiz. But it's not
You
all
are
about.
correct.
It's not.
It's about both CGP and things that people who were on
Yeah,
CGP
that's a good point.
did.
And a lot of them are
correct.
A lot of them did become Planet Scum. You're right. This is mostly a CGP quiz. Next time we do trivia, it will be more Planet Scum Live focused. Or Planet Scum focused. 5 of you got it correct. It is in fact Riley, who wrestled as part of Extremely Serious Wrestling.
Which is super fun. There are a ton of matches online, including one against a dog. That's right, a dog professional wrestler. The dog wins.
And Justin Engermeyer, who played Brian
Yes.
Fungalhead, is also a key part of that. I think he basically is the Vince McMahon equivalent in
Strainy,
XSW.
you absolutely do. And what we need to do is help our buddy Strainy out and tell them which one they should watch first.
Well,
right? Everyone put your recs for best ones.
If you're ever available for a Saturday Night Live, it is a very fun way to watch some of those CGPs with a live audience, because I think it comes closest to replicating what it was like watching it live, because the chat is such a element of the fun.
It was a really fun part of it.
But let's go on to our next question. It still is. Another multi-select. Which Planet Scum hosts formed the duo behind the segment Planet Party Town on the CGP podcast? Is it Maya Sharma, Connor Ratliff, Justin Linville, and Griffin Newman? And of course, choose multiple answers because it is about a duo.
It is. Griffin Newman.
The chat was great last Saturday, for sure.
Yeah.
If you missed it and haven't seen Total Nonstop Dancing, I think it's still on the Planet Scum Live Twitch, so I would recommend checking that out, because the chat had a lot of fun with it. Yes, it was in fact Justin and Maya who hosted a little show called Now That's Interesting, which was sponsored by none other than Jorbson & Jorbson and featured a lot of great guests throughout.
Including Jeff Koch.
Yes, Jeff Koch, played by Ian Lockwood, who also has some great albums. And
my God.
I very much recommend checking out Ian Lockwood's albums.
No, you have to check out his albums and you have to check out his music videos because, my friends, this human created these exquisite and hilarious music videos. Like TikTok famous levels. Because TikTok, of course, is my new god, so everything is related to that. So good, and he made them all during like the first couple weeks of quarantine.
Yeah,
like,
they're legitimate
in
bops.
his room. Like it's him. Like
It's so good,
and it's fucking incredible.
And Strainy is now on the leaderboard.
So you're saying we may have experienced all of this before?
Indeed. But also, you know what? Speaking of podcasts, which Planet Scum hosts, and this is a multi-select once again, which Planet Scum hosts used to host a podcast about a little show called The Chris Gethard Show? Griffin Newman, Justin Linville, Riley Solner, and or Patrick Cotner. Again, you want to pick at least 2, because this is about multiple people.
It is. This was also a really fun one. Yeah.
Yeah, and you got it correct. It was Griffin Newman and Riley Solner who hosted Talkin' TCGS during the public access era. And when TCGS went to Fusion, they hosted the TCGS After Party podcast, which, fun fact, is why our show on the Planet Scum Discord that was after CGP and is now after Planet Scum Live or Judge Millie is called the Planet Scum After Party. It's all a reference back to that old podcast.
Back. It was really fun learning about this when I was researching Riley and listening to it and being like, oh, he and Griffin just already did a better version of what we are attempting.
Yeah.
It's really good.
It's really good. And a lot of it is still...
they bring on people who are on TCGS.
Right.
It's a little bit hard to find.
It's all on archive.org.
Yeah.
That's where they backed that up. But yeah, it's true. I should clarify. Planet Scum Live has said they believe that this stream is currently happening. We don't specifically label when it is happening, but I will let you know this is happening now. I work in the perfume department at the department store.
Yes.
Where are you from? Los Angeles. My favorite place. Total Nonstop Dancing is burned into my brain. It's so good. But let's see the leaderboard. Oh, Stephen Premmel has retaken the lead from the Queen, and Jas Fadson has returned to the leaderboard as Premmel's streak continues. But will it continue? into question 17. Which of these Planet Scum shows started first? And I mean on, like, which had the first episode earliest in 2020? Because everything started in 2020. Was that Who Wants 269, Googie Morning, Now That's Interesting, or Mary Houlihan's Painting Party? 7 of you got it correct. This is a tough one. It's a tough one.
I would not have been able to answer it, honestly.
Tough one. I only know because...
I would have guessed Who Wants 269 also.
I know. I think it's just interesting. And I think part of that could be because when Googie Morning started, it was on Thursdays.
Really?
Yeah. When Googie Morning started, it was Thursday mornings. It started on May 21st, 2020. And I know because I would get up early to watch before work. It was at...
I also feel unstuck in time, Alice. Holy crap.
Yeah, it started on Thursdays. Who Wants 269 was the next one to start on June 29th, 2020. Now That's Interesting started on July 28th, 2020. And then Mary Houlihan's Painting Party started on September 22nd, 2020. So it was it's the most recent of these 4.
Wow. And the a year is almost coming up.
Yeah, a year has come up for a number of the shows. If you want to see that, be sure to follow Planet Scum Live on Twitter, where there's some anniversary tweets go out. So yeah, the leaderboard's looking pretty good. As we go to our next question, our penultimate question, in fact, what was the final episode of Chris Gethard Presents? Clone 3 Song of the Summer, The Fancy Ones, Enchanted Pumice 2, or Reveries? 5 of you got it correct. It was, in fact, Reveries, which told the story of 2 drifters, played by Anthony Overbeck and Matt Baratz, who wandered into MNN, where they faced off against a villainous station manager, played by Bardia Salimi, who tried to silence them. And also, if you keep your eyes peeled at the end of the episode, you may recognize some of your pals from the Discord.
Oh, yeah, that's true. That was a good friggin' episode. They also have multiple versions of Reveries out on YouTube. And there was a fantastic version of it. Yeah. And I don't know if this is saved anywhere, in which
I don't think it is.
Anthony and Matt Baratz, who we absolutely thought was the individual on the circle on the second season who, like,
Bryant
does breathing.
Is a breathing expert on the second part of the circle. And I kept thinking... I feel like this is what would happen if a Matt Baratz character appeared on the circle, because he, like, vaguely looks like him, but also just, like, the ways in which Bryant was presumably playing up his own personality for the show line up so well with some of, like, Matt Baratt's comedic instincts. And Matt also appeared on other CGP episodes before Reveries.
But the thing that you cannot see is when they were expertly interviewed by our very own Jess, the queen herself.
In, like, a cool, in a very fun sort of proto Saturday Night Live, where we watched Reveries 2 Going Deeper. So, where are we as we enter the final question? Okay.
We got Jess. Jess, you can win it. You can take it. I know this.
Jess, it is still truly, I think, anyone's game. Yeah. Because as we go into our final question, it's a multi-select. It's also a double points question.
Oh, man.
Which of these CGP hosts are voting members of Planet Scum Live's Planetary Advisory Board? Christy Cello, Riley Soliner, Annie Donnelly, and Keith Haskell. Which of these are on the board? And which of these are not? And Jess says they'll bring dishonor to their family.
You can win it. You can take it, Jess.
I think you can still win it. I noticed the last few answers aren't in. I, for one, thank everyone who didn't check Scum.guru. All of them are on the board.
They are all on that board.
Which I was not. I checked. Not all CGP hosts are, but all 4 of these are on the board. And you're right, Alice Forever Cemetery. I should have added one final question about who is the president of Boops.
Boops.
Sound off in the chat if you know who the president of Boops is as we go to the leaderboard to see who won this. President for life. President for life. You're right. I need to give...
There's 750 people on the board.
It's true. There's a lot of people on that board. That's right. It is, in fact, Bethany Hall.
Woo!
Of the Laughter Lab and internet liaison of the Chris Gethard Show, who, let's look at this podium, In third place with 14 out of 19 correct, it's the Queen. Yes.
All hail.
In second with 13 out of 19, it's Innocent Lacroix.
Innocent Lacroix.
And in first place, 16 out of 19 correct, it is Stephen Premmel.
It's Stephen Premmel.
The artist.
Our very own Premmel.
Bootleg Bart and Strain A are in 4th and 5th place. So congratulations to all of you. And thank you all for playing. This was a lot of fun to do for us.
This was a lot of fun.
So I think it's a format we'll definitely go back to on a future episode. The next one may lean more into Planet Scum Live. Or be more evenly divided. Or be the same. Who knows? I haven't written any of them yet. A great shame has fallen onto Jass Thadson Montgomery's shoulders. I'm sorry to hear that.
I'm so sorry, Jass. I'm so sorry. I believed in you. I still believe in you. There is always a chance at redemption. Okay?
I'm glad you all had fun.
And behold your prize. It's right here. In my arms. I'm keeping him, but you get to look at him. That's the prize. Look at how cute he is. He's purring. Can you hear him purr? I don't think so.
Yeah, can you hear him purr? Let it sound off in the chat if you can hear him purring.
Oh, what a sweetie. Look, he's coming to go get you. Ready for my redemption arc.
It was nice to have something to do with these factoids in my brain.
Yes.
That's how I feel. That's why I'm the keeper of the canon. I just know things and I don't know why. We've been watching She-Ra and I've just been like, oh, that ties into He-Man lore. I've never seen an episode of He-Man. I just know these things and I don't know why.
Right? Such a
beautiful
cat.
Gatsby. Oh,
such a gorgeous cat.
Here's a fun fact that came out during CGP that's not on the quiz. This is exclusive. Richie Owens shared his orange cat on the Discord, and Richie Owens, who co-hosted Freakfest, his orange cat, also named Gatsby.
Looks exactly
like our
movie.
Gatsby. It's so crazy. Yeah. To the point that Pug messaged us saying, yo, do you guys know Richie Owens? He posted a photo of your cat.
He's like, what?
I mean, it's always a good time to post orange cats and show us your pets.
It is always time. I want to see your orange cats. They are all brothers. Perhaps sisters. Fewer orange cats are female because it is a chromosome linked.
I think that's right.
Thing. Yeah. It's a trait. More like Gatsby. Aw, yeah. Aw, yeah.
I don't know why we harmonized on that. Thank you all for joining us.
Thank you so much.
Be sure to watch Late Night with Judge Millie tonight. It's the last one, at least for a while.
A season finale.
That's how they talked about it on Instagram. How do we time it to be a perfect hour? Because we're professionals, Bryce.
Oh my god, you scared the cat!
I'm sorry, but for comedy I had to.
It's okay. As long as it was for comedy. Thank you all so much for joining us. Thank you so much for playing trivia. Maybe next time we'll have prizes that can go places.
Yeah, or digital prizes or something. We might work that out for next time. We'll see. Who knows?
That other channel. Indeed. Thank you so much. 1B, BBR, and Strain A, and Blogtoven, and Planet Scum Live, and Offbeat Valerie, and Alice Forever Cemetery, and Bootleg Bart, and
Carbob 14XYZ, and Dave Cohen, and Discord for streamers. I don't know if you're real or not. And Head Cheese Henry 126, also Henry Yay, and Jazz Fadson Montgomery, and Jazz Klon, the Queen, LED Light, hello, Lena 316, Lindsay Premmel, Planet Scum Live, Plant Pam, Redactron, Stephen Premmel, Strain A, and Vadother. Thank you all so much for joining us, and we'll see you
at the
on
after
the Discord
party
after Judge Millie. Bye-bye. We don't have a sign-off.